Hey everyone, it's Charles. How are you today? Opinions on Pokemon journeys seem to come in one of two flavors, salty or simpy. Apparently, there is no in-between. I mean, just check out Japan's Amazon Prime reviews for the show. 5-star reviews, 39% of all reviews. 1-star reviews, 45% of all reviews. Okay, so is the show the greatest thing since Sobble-resistant glasses? Or is it something more akin to a sack of sweaty Machoke undies? We've done some analysis on the Pokemon Journeys anime formula before, but now we are going to zero in on what fans are saying about the show, specifically fans in Japan who have laid their thoughts bare on these Amazon customer reviews. Since Amazon Prime is where anyone in Japan who doesn't catch the program on live TV heads over to catch up on Ash and Go's adventures. By the way, this is going to be a 2-part video because 2 parts are better than 1, I suppose. And today we will be drumming up the positivity and digging into the 5-star reviews, which are full of great points about the show that are often overlooked. So if you haven't checked out Journeys yet, or if you are finding yourself mired in the negativity surrounding the series online, then I think you'll definitely want to see why so many fans in Japan are really loving the show. And tomorrow we will be taking a dive into every anime writer's worst nightmare, the 1-star ocean of salt and screeching that has come to define a large portion of Journey's online profile. Of course, these reviews also bring a lot of really great points to the table. Well, hope you enjoyed the 2-parter, and as always, it is going to be a fun time, so kindly request your Togarita to slap that like button around for the YouTube algorithm, and let's jump right in. The first review is a bit long, but it touches on a lot of Journey's key strengths. The appeal of Pokemon Journeys can be divided into 3 main parts. Firstly, the episodes are interesting and there are hardly any humdrum or throwaway episodes. We see Ash's activities and Go's catches across each region and it never gets tiring. I think the fact that the episodes feel barely connected most of the time is what has irked a lot of viewers, but I do agree with this person that the episodes themselves are generally of very good quality on an episode-to-episode basis. There is a lot of fun packed into them, sometimes too much fun. Secondly, there are many Pokemon in the show. In this series, they're adventuring across all of the regions so we can catch sight of various Pokemon. We can see their interactions with guest Pokemon, and if Go catches them, then we see them again. Characters like Dewgong and Pinsir are great. Since there are so many Pokemon appearing, it felt a bit like Ash's Pokemon weren't getting much screen time, but I was relieved to see Sirfetch'd and Dracovish get their turns on stage. Personally, I would like to see a bit more meat on my Ketchum Pokemon character arcs, but as this reviewer suggests, the Cerise Institute is a really great aspect of the show. In previous seasons, we wouldn't see much of Ash's Pokemon after he beamed them over to Big Papa Oak, but here we do get to see quite a few of the Pokemon cast interacting at the park episode after episode. It's a nice touch that very oddly reminds me of the Chow Garden in Sonic Adventure. Thirdly, we have the return of past characters, of course popular characters like Karina and the Alola group, and nostalgic characters like Lance and Chuck. Also, as in Diamond and Pearl and Best Wishes, the past characters aren't made into underdogs to the new characters, so you can watch at ease. I do hope we see more of Lance, after all he is a beast, and of course any episode in which Dadbod Chuck appears is bound for greatness, especially when he brings out the snack attack. Returning characters is a huge draw for older fans, but I do wish the returnees would stick around a bit longer. For example, I felt that we got especially shortchanged when Ash went back to Alola, as most of the episodes were spent on introductions. The Alola gang were merely used as props for Go's development, and being reunited with the group never really led anywhere interesting. Since this series features dual protagonists, we naturally see Ash's activities, but also many of Go's. I thought he'd just catch Pokemon normally, but he caught Pokemon like Grookey, Cubone, and Suicune through friendship, which made me like him even more. Moving forward, I think Ash is going to start working hard towards the World Coronation series, so I look forward to what is to come. The Go quota that we talked about at length in a previous episode can be a bit of a groan, but the friendship catches this person mentioned were mostly pretty good. Except for the Grookey catch, I personally found that a bit flat, like it needed some kind of exposition around why exactly Grookey actually liked Go, and perhaps a couple episodes of build-up would have been nice. Anyways. My kids are crazy about Pokemon, so I got drawn into watching it. The first Pokemon anime kicked off when I was a student, and I was really interested in watching it back then. I've now returned to the Pokemon anime after a 20-year blank, and it is more interesting than I expected. It's probably because I've missed decades of the show, but I really don't get why it has so many low ratings. Pokemon is a long series, so everyone has their own feelings about it, but as someone watching it with fresh eyes, it's pretty interesting. I like the characters too. I have seen quite a meaty stack of comments from parents stating how Pokemon Journeys managed to pull them into Pokemon through their kids, and that is really nice to see. While many fans who have followed the anime all along have been left dancing the blue ball bacata after Journeys didn't exactly deliver the type of experience that had tickled our imaginations when the series was first announced, this person is exactly the kind of adult that the show is made for. An adult who experienced the early days of Pokemon, went cold, and now has the perfect opportunity to use Pokemon as a means of building their relationship with their kids. They haven't been into the show for decades at this point, so they can just enjoy the nostalgic references without any expectations tied to what Ash has achieved over the past 20 years, and really these Gen 1ers who now have kids are the perfect demographic for the show to come into contact with. My kids look forward to watching the show every week. After watching it on TV, they watch it again on Amazon Prime. I didn't know anything about Pokemon, but we got into it together. Pokemon is really popular at school, and all the kids are watching the anime. Go is also popular, so I was surprised that there are adults that really dislike him. It's tough when a show with longtime fans has such unrealistic expectations attached to it, isn't it? I'm curious what you all think about this comment. The Pokemon anime clearly isn't designed for long-term viewership. It is something that the creators naturally expect 90% of viewers will grow out of a few years after they start watching, but does that really mean that viewers should not have expectations around continuity and character development? I'm curious what you think. There are a lot of Pokemon catches, and I enjoy watching it every week. Past series had a lot of intense battle scenes, so I didn't want to show it to kids, but this series is about enjoying the Pokemon world and Pokemon as a part of daily life, so I think it's fine. Clearly, this person did not see Riolu stomaching a DBZ-style death blow when Graplocked rattled it back in Ash's first match against B, truly heart-wrenching stuff, but they have a good point. Journeys does a great job of simply letting us explore the Pokemon world in fun ways, and looking at how people and Pokemon coexist and interact with each other without leaning so much on the battles that have been a big focus of past series. There is criticism of Go that often turns up in reviews, and speaking as someone who has watched the past series, I understand what they want to say. However, if we see that the catch system and contents were clearly conceived mainly to acquire new viewers from Pokemon Go, can't we cut him some slack? Also, if we look to the origins of Pokemon, it's said that one of the inspirations behind the series was Satoshi Tajiri's childhood experience of collecting insects. Accordingly, there isn't a point upon which I can criticize Go for filling up his Pokedex by throwing balls without battling. Fair enough, catching is just as much a part of the roots of Pokemon as battling, if not being even more closely attached to the original concept, but I would argue that creating some more interesting, targeted motivations behind Go's catch frenzy, or at least having a more focused catch list, would almost certainly make that aspect of the show more exciting. But how about you? The depictions of the Pokemon are cuter than in past series. That is a remark I would most certainly agree with. I mean, just look at Sobble. There are 2-in-1 episodes and Slice of 1 episodes that don't move the story forward, but those were in the past series as well, so it's not like they are uninteresting just because it's Journeys. There are also interesting Slice of Life episodes. I liked the Lucario and Cinderace feature episode that was episode 48, a close call with pretty much Pikachu. Now I'm starting to get suspicious. Even if you've been away from the Pokemon anime, please watch the first 5 episodes. Adults can enjoy it too. I would say rather than just the first 5 episodes, maybe watch the first 12 episodes, since one of the 2 main story thrusts doesn't even kick into gear until episode 12. It seems that there are good points and bad points, but personally I quite like this series out of those we've seen to date. Certainly there are parts of it that draw on the success of Pokemon Go, but it takes a different approach in every episode with stories that are basically self-contained. It brings surreal comedy into the mix, and I do feel similarities with the original show here and there. Since Ash is operating as a research fellow in this series, we don't see him traveling, but instead of that we get to enjoy seeing various regions and various Pokemon. The way the Pokemon are drawn is very cute, and the show has presented a chance for people who were never interested in Pokemon to come to like it. Also, by contrasting the beginner trainer Go with the experienced Ash, we avoid the unusual weakening of Ash, so I think that fans of the previous series can enjoy this one as well. The process by which the heroine, Chloe, gradually becomes interested in Pokemon is also carefully depicted, and it's good to see a type of heroine different from those of the past. I'll continue watching with excitement to see if Ash ultimately topples Leon. To be honest, I don't really see that contrast between Ash and Go at this point in the series, particularly since Go stepped up his battle game in the episode with Flygon, but I do think that this reviewer tops off the praise for Pokemon Journeys quite nicely. And to sum up the positivity surrounding Pokemon Journeys that we have touched on with this sampling of Japanese 5-star Amazon reviews: 1. Kids seem to be loving Pokemon Journeys, not to mention that this very nice blend of nostalgia and good old fun are bringing families together. 2. The focus on how Pokemon fit into daily life has brought a kind of new dimension to the anime. And 3, as we know, the humor and overall level of quality of the show is pretty good stuff. But how about you? What are your thoughts on the positive aspects of Pokemon Journeys? Do you agree or disagree with what these reviewers had to say? And how would you rate Pokemon Journeys out of 5? Thanks for tuning in. See you tomorrow for the 1-star reckoning. And as always, let's chat.